Well, video 5 of 5. These are the conclusions from our 5-minute Wise track swapping challenge. Now you are an interactive audio person with all the benefits and privileges that go along with that. And you could turn into a real audio freak, So what are you going to do with all that power? Well, I'll tell you what you can do with all that power. You can download Wise. You can make track swapping insanity very quickly or carefully. You can trigger it within a game, but let's not be normal, okay? Controller isn't just a keyboard. It can be a drum kit, a violin, a lighting controller, just about anything you can stick a microphone into. And of course, just about any software can be taught to poop out MIDI commands, which means the world is now your musical weirdness playground. Now here's what you need to remember to skip if you want to be speedy. Skip careful naming, skip looping, skip changing switches from the MIDI controller. You can always go fast and come back to patch it up later. That's called making a prototype, and prototypes are fun. Here's what you need to remember to avoid getting stuck in a dead end. Start with a music switch container in the interactive music hierarchy. That's where you begin. If you're in the designer view, you won't see the switch container association editor. You got to be in the interactive music view, and then you'll see it. If you can't select something, it might be because you're paused rather than stopped. And finally, when you've got the switch container selected, you need to make the transitions of any to any immediate and at the same time as the playing segment. These may not be completely intuitive, but they're pretty easy to remember once you've done it once or twice. Here's what you have to remember to get a little more fancy. Looping. Looping seems to work best when you fill your music switch container with playlists that each contain a music segment. Playlists are good at looping. Wah, wah, wah. Playlist is going to try to play a sequence. But if there's nothing in that sequence, it's not going to play. So you have to drag those segments into the sequence. And you use the music playlist editor for that, which you won't see again unless you are in the interactive music layout. MIDI mapping from a MIDI controller seems to work best when it's aimed at an event rather than a set switch. So create an event that sets a switch. You drag those switches in from game syncs and fire off that event from your controller session. And with all this interaction, be sure to use good names that you can remember. That way you'll drop everything in the right bucket and you'll do it quickly without getting lost. Now I want to see and hear what inspires you, because now your sound may vary.